Are me marco ke yiliato yidako yel kayare me marco. Chaim v'racha. In the Rebbe.
Yeah, sure. Take.
Yeah, please.
A yard side of a tzaddik is called a Ilula.
I would have those.
The simple meaning of the word Ilula means wedding, chasana. So a yard side of a tzaddik is called a Ilula, which is a happy event, a happy day. What is the simcha of a Ilula? What's the simcha of a Ilula? So there's a story they say about the Alter Rebbe that there was a yid that the Alter Rebbe gave this guy that he was a Rav, and he had a richus yomim, he had a long life, very, 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 very long life. He was old, maybe 100 and something, until one day he told a whole bunch of people, he told the people there, he told them they should be ready. He said, that day he's going to die. That's what he said. That day he's going to be Sistalchus. And so they should bury him and this and that. And they asked him, like, what? How do you know? What's the connection? He said the only reason why he's living till now is because he got an offer to become a Rav. And he asked the Alter Rebbe if he should take this offer to become a Rav. And the Alter Rebbe told him, yeah. And he told him, I'm giving you now three answers to three questions that people are going to ask you during your Rabbanus. This is the psak. This is what you should answer. So if this in this case happens, you should answer like this. And if in the next case, if this and this happens, you should answer like that. And if this and this happens, in the third case, the answer is like this. So he said the day the Alter Rebbe told him when he started to become a Rav, the first day, the first question came up, he gave an answer. A few hours later, the second question came up, and he gave an answer. He was waiting for the third question to come up, and no one came to give him an answer. He didn't have the answer. No one came up. It didn't come up. And time was passing and going and going and going, and it didn't come up. And he turned 60, 70, 80, 90, 100, whatever, I don't know exact years. He was very, 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 very old. And he said the only reason why he's alive was the Rebbe gave him a mission to do. He gave him a mission to do. He had something to do in this world, which is to answer. He still needed to answer this third question. And he knew till that's the only thing that kept him alive. Till he would answer the third question, he didn't finish his avoid in this world. How do you look at a histalchus of someone is that when he finishes his avodah, he finishes his work, he completes his mission, then he goes up to Shamayim. That's the Jewish view. It's not that the guy is old and sick and this and that. Mm-hmm. It's a whole different view on life and whatever. I mean, everyone's sure it's going to live forever in this generation. But I saw, like, this reminds me, whatever, we'll get back to the Rebbe in a second. I saw a letter of the Rebbe. And then after what happened on Lag BaOmer with the 45 people, right? Remember a few years ago in Iran? So I remember it was cuckoo. It was sugar. I know it was like I couldn't. It was just bothering me in my head until I read a letter of the Rebbe, and it was a shtickle nechama. Like, we don't want to understand any of these things. We just want to shift our comments. Should be some taken from Yad Mamish. And the Rebbe wrote a letter to someone. Someone made a Siyum Sefer Torah. And in the middle of the Siyum Sefer Torah, middle of all the dancing, all the happiness in his house or whatever, some lady had a heart attack and she died in the guy's house. The Siyum Sefer Torah. So the guy that made the Siyum Sefer Torah was so upset. Like he made a whole happy event. It seems so that how could it be that in such a holy place, such a holy time, such a this and such a that, such a thing should happen? So he wrote to the Rebbe, and the Rebbe answered. First of all, the Rebbe answered, the Rebbe put down a foundation, and the Rebbe said we all believe, it's a foundation of Jewish belief that Hashem sets up for a person a certain amount of days the person is going to live, a certain amount of years the guy is going to live. It's set up to begin with. It's not that just something happened and all of a sudden this guy, no, it was a person has a certain mission to do. It was pre-planned that this is the way it was going to happen. So the Rebbe said this lady, the Eibishter set up that this is when she finished her work in this world. So she could have get hit by a car. She could have, I don't know what, a whole bunch of other things could have happened. Could have happened in the middle of the street. It could have happened. So the Rebbe writes to this person that she anyways was going to happen. So Eibishter made it happen in such a holy place, in such a holy time, in a way that the neshama could be elevated, go up to Shamayim, not in a Talmudic place, but in a holy place during a Sim Sefer Torah. So then, like you had these 45 people, and the Eibishter set up that this is what was going to happen to them. They could have all be on a bus, and on a bomb would blow up. I don't know what, or some other crazy thing would have happened. The Eibishter made. They could have not come to Miran. You had guys that came in from Montreal. Something would have happened to them with somewhere. The Eibishter set up. So the Eibishter made that in right near Rabbi Shimon by Yochai, such a holy place, such a holy time, like Ba'imah, the same day as Rashbi, they went up to Shaman. So, but Poyel Mamish should happen that they got whatever, it happened the way it happened. But this is what the Rebbe wrote basically to this lady in the letter. So that's a side point. So the Rebbe is saying, so this person, he knew that he had a certain mission to do in this world. Until he finishes this mission, he's not leaving this world, and that's what kept him alive. Because the Alter Rebbe made a part of his purpose in this world is to answer this person this question. Once he answered it, he knew. So that day, he answered the third question. So he knew he answered the third question. He has nothing what to do in this. Like he knew that's the only reason why he's. So basically, the Rebbe says, what's Chavdal Teves? Chavdal Teves is a happy day, the Rebbe says. So Yom Simcha. Why is it a Yom Simcha? Why is it a happy day? Because this is the day that the Alter Rebbe came to the shleimus of his avodah. He completed his avodah in this world, and therefore, on this day, his neshama was elevated and went up to Shamayim, and it reached a higher level than the way where the level the neshama was before it came down to this world. So because this is the day when the Alter Rebbe completed his avodah, it's a simcha, it's a happiness, it's a certain shleimus. And maybe we can add, we're all learning the Maimarim of Basi Lagani. In the Maimarim of Basi Lagani, what does the Rebbe say? That 7 tzaddikim came and they brought a Shekhinah, right? Just like by Chet Tzadas, the Shekhinah was down here in this world. And through Chet Tzadas, they sent the Shekhinah out of this world. Through Chet Kain and Hevel, it went up higher and higher, and it went all the way up to the 7th heaven. Avraham Avinu came and he brought it down from the 7th heaven to the 6th. Yitzchak from the 6th to the 5th. Till Moshe, that he was the 7th, and all the 7th are beloved, he brought the Shekhinah down to this world. Which means, what happened today, the Alter Rebbe completed his avodah in bringing the Shekhinah down from the 7th heaven to the 6th heaven. And that's why a new generation started, the second generation, the Mittel Rebbe's generation, which is to bring the Shekhinah down from another world and lower. So why is this a happy day? Why is this a Yom Simcha? Because this is a day when there is a shleimus, a completion of the avodah of the Alter Rebbe. And the Rebbe says, every year, what happens on the first time, this is said it many times, every Yom Tiv, Pesach, Shavuot, Sukkot, with this Kislev, whatever happens on the Jewish calendar, whatever was revealed, any godly light that was revealed and accomplished years ago, and every year the light shines again, and the light that was shining and Purim the first time shines again, and even more than that. Every year on Pesach, the light that Hashem took us out of Mitzrayim, Matan Torah. So Chavdala Teves, the day that the Alter Rebbe completed his avodah, he completed his avodah, which this is a very happy day. This is the day when we have the completion of avodah the Alter Rebbe, and it's a Yom Simcha. Now, also right now, today, the Simcha of the Alter Rebbe reaching his shleimus and reaching a higher level, even when the way the Shabbat was before it came down to this world. That's the Simcha.
Hi.
We're going to add on this after the meeting.
Okay, I'm going to go.
Yeah. Amen.
Is this applicable to everybody?
The what?
Everybody's yard side, all this stuff?
Each person, yeah, for sure. Every single person. That's why I understood this. Each person, when he finishes his avodah, in the Sikha, actually, the Rebbe says, the Alter Rebbe is a tzaddik, so for sure he completed his avodah. It's for sure Simcha, maybe so. But it's for sure each person has a certain mission, he has a certain avodah he needs to do in this world, and he finished his avodah.
But it's different in the
So the Alter Rebbe for sure completed whatever he needed to do in this world. He reached the shleimus, so therefore he finished his work. He did a guy comes to the office, you need to do this and this and this and that. He finished what he needed to do. He leaves the office, right? This is just sitting plants around over there. Right? The Alter Rebbe came to this world.
Like an office.
He needed to accomplish and do what he needed to accomplish, and he accomplished it. So therefore, he was able to go back.
You say it's different in the avodah that you have to do your Shama needs, because they always
Because the Gilgul.
Yeah, Gilgul.
That's what the Rebbe continues in the Sikha. We'll continue that after the Niggin. Ay 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 Ay, 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 la, 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 ay, la, ay, 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 ale yashom min chazar, alay min chazar, bechad basar yizayramin.
Was that composed by the author?
Yeah, Alter Rebbe, isn't it? That's why we sing it.
Got you. I love that.
What else would I do it now?
I know, that's what I was thinking. Wow. Amazing.
Right. Now, we were saying over here that there's a simcha that the Alter Rebbe in the Shama, he completed his avodah, and therefore he went up to Shamayim. And Rebbe says that every neshama, seemingly when it goes up to Shamayim, and every tzaddik, when it goes up to Shamayim, the tzaddik, every tzaddik throughout the history reaches its shleimus, and therefore his neshama goes up to Shamayim, and that's a simcha. The Rebbe says, just like in any event, so when someone goes to a happy event for the first time, so that's really exciting. But once it happens again and again, it's not as exciting as the first time. The first time it's really exciting. It's a much bigger simcha. The Rebbe says the Alter Rebbe by other neshamas is like you mentioned before. The neshama was here in the world, and then he completed what he needed to do, and went up to Shamayim. But the neshama comes back down to this world to do another mission, to do another avodah, another thing that he needs to accomplish. But by the Alter Rebbe, it says that the Alter Rebbe's neshama was a neshama chadasha. It was a new neshama. The Alter Rebbe's neshama was a new neshama. A neshama that was never down here in this world. And it came down to this world for the first time on Chayel. That was the first time the neshama came down to this world. It was never in the world here. And what happened on Chavdal Teves for the first time? For the first time, the neshama completed its avodah, and it came to a whole. Baal Shem Tov said, the Alter Rebbe's neshama is a new neshama. And the Baal Shem Tov knows this. He knows what he's saying. Believe me. Before. It was two Rebbes before the Alter Rebbe.
Baal Shem Tov said that the Alter Rebbe was in Yerushalayim?
Yes.
He was alive during him?
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. He cut the Alter Rebbe's hair by his upshot.
Whoa.
Who?
The Baal Shem Tov.
Did he learn by him?
No, he didn't meet him. He met him in person once, but he was his.
consider
He
his
called the Alter Rebbe. He called the Baal Shem Tov his Zayda. He called him Magid his father, and the Baal Shem Tov, he would call him the Zayda, my Zaydi, my grandfather, because he was his successor. He was his mamshich. He took the Baal Shem Tov's Torah, the Baal Shem Tov's derech, and he brought it down to Chochmah Bina V'das. He brought it down to understanding, to intellect. He brought it down to Seichel Enushi, and it says the Alter Rebbe was Moiser Nefesh. He was Moiser Nefesh, means he literally put his life on the line in order that the Baal Shem Tov's Torah shouldn't just be nice vertelach, nice, inspirational word or insights and little tidbits, rather that someone could eat, so to speak, and chew on the Baal Shem Tov's Torah and really understand it with his seichel, with his, it sounds like rationalized, so to speak, things of that about Shem Tov's Teves,
Yeah.
and someone could actually make that his train of thought, that he could, like, it makes sense, yeah, for sure. There's nothing besides for the Eibishter, yeah, it makes 100% sense. That's the whole Shari Yichad V'Amunah. Alter Rebbe takes a Torah for the Baal Shem Tov. The whole Shari Yichad V'Amunah, 12 chapters, is based on a Torah of the Baal Shem Tov. That Hashem's words are standing forever. David HaMelech says, La'olam Hashem, Dvorach Hanitzah V'Hashamayim. The words that you said, your words are standing forever in the heavens. What does it mean your words are standing in the heavens? Which words? What are you talking about? Which words? So he says, Masara Ma'amora Yisnivra, with 10 utterances, the world was created.
Yeah.
So how did Hashem make the heavens? With the utterance. Yehirokia, B'Shecharaim. Right? Hashem said that. So these words are standing forever in the heaven, and that's keeping the heavens alive. So if these words would have not stand in the heaven, the words for heavens would disappear. It would become zero. There's a famous joke, whatever, for me it's famous, maybe for you also. It says that there was a chassid and a someone that's not a chassid. They were having a debate. If Hashem wants to destroy the world, what should Hashem need to do to destroy the world? So the person that wasn't a chassid, he said Hashem will bring a big fire and burn down the whole world. So chassid asked him, there's still ashes left. So you take all the ashes and throw it in the ocean. We still have a water left. You have to destroy everything. But whatever you're going to do, you're still going to have something left. Right?
Mm-hmm.
The chassid said, Hashem doesn't need to do nothing in order to destroy the world. And if Hashem wants to destroy the world, Hashem needs to do nothing. That's how he's going to destroy the world. Hashem needs to stop creating the world. Hashem is making the world exist every single second. With Dvar of Chayim, Lakayam and La'at. Right? His words are alive. And this is Ba'ata Machaya is Kulam. You're giving life to everything. It says, Altikir Machaya Ala Mahava. Don't read it that you're giving life. You're creating everything. And Va'ata is Aleph till Taf. All the letters of the Aleph base from the 10 utterances, from Aleph till Taf, and the Hey. The Hey is the Hey Moitzoy is up there. The mouth, there's 5 places in the mouth with words. The lips, from the throat, some teeth, from the tongue. So, Machaya is cool. Creating the whole world to do nothing. Hashem should do nothing, and that's going to make the world disappear. So basically, I'm just saying like a half a sentence from what the Alter Rebbe says. The Alter Rebbe goes and you see that the Baal Shem Tov's stories are very short, very, very condensed. The Alter Rebbe came and took little vertelach, he took these things from the Baal Shem Tov, and he analyzed it. He analyzed it and broke it down to little pieces and explained it, that someone could learn about Hashem just like he's learning a piece of Gemara, and he could live with Hashem in his day-to-day life. He can make Hashem part of his life. It's not like Amunah and Hashem, close your eyes, and Hashem's in the shul only, and that's it. No, Hashem is in. The Alter Rebbe makes you understand how Einoid Movad, literally, that you could. It's work. You have to learn a lot, but if you learn it, you'll understand that there's nothing besides for Hashem. It's not just, Einoid Movad. You just see some strong and close your eyes and just blind faith, like they call it. Rather, Chochma bin Adas, Chabad. The Alter Rebbe started Chassidus Chabad. So that's what, to bring Hashem to our understanding. So the Alter Rebbe's neshama was a whole new neshama. So therefore, the simcha that there is on a yard side in general, on a Yom HaElula of a tzaddik, it's much more emphasized in a Yom HaElula of the Alter Rebbe when we're talking about a new neshama, brand new neshama. What does that mean? That this is the first time it came up to Shemayim. The first time it came to its shleimus. It's not like it came to its shleimus before, and therefore went to Shemayim, and it came back down to do another thing. It's the first time, so this is the real simcha of the neshama, and for all the Jewish people. Yes, what's your question?
The Neshama Chadasha is such a great thing. How come the first time the Neshama comes down to the world, why are those so they can?
Why not what?
Why don't put the Neshama Kadash and put Tzaddikim? So it's in the Chiddush. Oh, Neshama Kadash.
Right, it's a huge
so
Chiddush.
3,000 years ago, everyone was in Neshama Kadash. It was a big deal.
At the beginning of history, right? Then it was also a big simcha by all those tzaddikim and whatever.
Everyone was all full tzaddikim. Well, everyone was such a great tzaddik. So the first time, every time person comes down, the first generation of Jews after Yaakov should be all Neshama Kadash. So all tzaddikim.
I don't understand it. So they were in the Shamas Chadashis, right? So the world was also a brand new world, right? When the world was created, correct? It's a chiddush for now. For Tov Kuf Ayin Gimel, for the year of the Alter Rebbe's Istalkus, it's a
100,000
chiddush.
unblemished neshamas come down. They're all tzaddikim. It's enough to be Mashiach. Just the sheer amount of
Okay, so
power
first of all,
coming out.
Mashiach, Hashem didn't make Mashiach for tzaddikim. Hashem didn't make this world for tzaddikim. Hashem could have just stayed up there in Shamayim with all his malachim and didn't need to make this low,
Okay,
dirty
so the
world.
sheer amount
The
of
whole
power coming out of
purpose is to. Why does Hashem?
The sheer power.
Yeah.
Of all these tzaddikim.
Yeah.
They bring up the world.
Yeah.
We should have made the whole thing perfect. Everything should be like, okay, it's too much kedusha. Everything should just.
Hashem. Okay. The Medrash says Hashem had a taiva, have a dinner betachtoinim, and the Alter Rebbe actually speaks a lot about this in Tanya. Hashem had a taiva to have a dinner, to have a house where not in Shamayim with a whole bunch of tzaddikim and malachim. To have a dinner betachtoinim, to have a low garbage dump. Okay, and Hashem wants you. Hashem is hiring you to turn a dumpster into a palace.
So I should sin. So
Well,
sinning is
No, I don't want to ask you to sin. I don't want to ask you to sin.
He's telling you to overcome with it.
If you have like the other example,
The
of
lower I
6
go,
months.
the more I can
If
be down there.
no, that's not what we're saying.
No,
You're lower. The world.
So negative
you-
51, negative 52.
No one said
I
that.
should unblock
the world.
Toma.
That's what
The
you.
world, the world, the way it is low enough, and we're all.
50, 51,
You're low enough, and everything's low
Are
enough.
you sure you want
First of
negative
all-
52?
negative 53, negative 1,000.
Yerucham, it says.
No one can be lower than the lower.
Kol ha'emed echte v'ashus.
Right and left,
Kol
everybody,
ha'emed.
That's the theory trying to work out.
It says. Kol ha'emed echte v'ashus. Ein masrikim b'yad elas is tshuva. Anyone's going to say, I'm going to sin and then do tshuva. You're not going to do tshuva. Hashem is not going to let you do tshuva. He's going to mess you up. If you're going to work extra hard, you're going to push. Okay, maybe you'll squeeze it, but you're not going to do that. That's the purpose.
What I always wondered is like by Jess and Mason, like which body gets to be more.
So this is the Rebbe has a whole letter. The Rebbe says each neshama, each goof needed to fix a certain part of this neshama. See how that neshama?
So you get a piece of it of your
So
neshama?
that piece, so this body, so to speak, since he had one neshama, came 10 downs into this world by 10 different people.
No peace. It's
10 different bodies with one neshama, but each body fixed a different part of the neshama. So that part of the neshama, that body fixed, that part of that neshama is going to go to that goof and be resurrected. Verstehst?
Interesting, yeah.
So Hashem didn't have a pleasure. Hashem did not have a pleasure. Hashem did not have a desire that he should have a house.
It's not meant to make sense.
Hashem did not have of a soul.
I'm a fragment. I'm a fragment. I'm a fragment. I'm not
Oh,
even a
soul.
thing.
It's a
So,
soul.
yeah, that's what all it says in Parak
Spark. It's something
I'm a
inside of
spark, I'm a
this.
fragment. I'm a spark. I'm a
Exactly,
fragment.
100%.
I'm
Yes,
not
piece
even a
becomes
whole
a whole
soul.
neshama.
I'm a
Right.
thousandth
That
of
piece
a
becomes a whole
quarter
exactly,
of a soul.
exactly.
Yes.
Now I look like a something.
The Alter
Now
Rebbe
I
says,
can hold it.
the Alter Rebbe says you have 600,000 neshamas, okay, and these 600,000 neshamas can break it down to 600,000. And each one of those is broken down that Tzilas Bri, Tzilas, he said. So that's 600,000 times 600,000 times 4. And he says that itself is broken down to a whole bunch of other levels. So yes, it could be your millionth of a neshama or whatever. So don't worry. So each
And it still counts. A piece of the diamond is still a diamond.
Okay, and also a neshama, huh?
Was it gift from your?
No, this I bought. They paid out my whatever. Paid a lot of money. I bought it like years ago. When I used to add a few dollars. Okay, show my camera over here. So what we're saying over here is l'chaim l'chaim.
What we're saying over here is l'chaim.
What we're saying over here is, okay, so you asked the question, so we'll get back to your question in a minute. You know, when you have a little baby, for example, Baruch Hashem benched me, Hashem should bench everyone with many children, because of mamish, and whoever needs to get married to find a shidduch, take him from mamish, and have children. Now, when I hear when I hear whatever, someone talking,
Did you do that for a reason? What? Have some.
when I hear anyone talking, listen, you know,
Some water.
You know him.
Make it the flavors
No, I don't want water about l'chaim. What do you
I'm telling
think?
you, it makes it. Try
I'm
it.
not a girl.
No, it makes the flavor come
Yeah,
out.
you
You're not
watch the
understanding.
watch the video.
It helps you taste
So
it.
I put ice. If I want to do that, I'll put ice.
Alright,
There's
What's,
ice.
what's the reasoning behind it?
okay, so we're saying over here is when you have a older person talking, you know, it doesn't excite you, it doesn't look cute. Well, big deal. A guy's talking, waiting for him to close his mouth. When you have a little baby, okay, that's all of a sudden this little baby starts to talk, yeah. So what do you know this baby doing? The baby knows how to cry and blah, 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 whatever. It doesn't. It's not talking. Then all of a sudden, when the baby starts talking, and he could all of a sudden start speaking. On Yom Kippur, so I took my baby to shul, and it was whatever 770,
Wow.
and yeah, we
That's
walked.
courageous.
Courageous, yeah. He was with me the whole davening from the morning till the night.
Wow.
Yes, I walked. She could walk, whatever. But as a year old, whatever. So basically, took time. In the middle of we walked from Lefferts and Troy to 770. It's a nice 15-minute walk with the baby. It's a half an hour.
But you couldn't carry the baby.
Yes, I walked. And then all of a sudden, decided to sit down on the street, and she didn't want to move. And was just sitting, and I'm like, what? And I tried to like get